Well, I don't know how much battery we have here, ladies and gentlemen, but we're working on Good Friday, and I am creating shims from stainless steel sheets because I couldn't purchase them locally. And this is how we make shims. The first thing that you need to do is put on your headgear, and then you have a drill with a small blade, small drill bit like that in it. Then you step it up to this size drill. Oh, that's not how you do it. That one had a nail or something underneath it, which I couldn't see. And this one here. Then, after you have made your larger holes, then you take the next step in the creation of the larger holes is what they call a stepped bit that's used to make electric holes in electric boxes. And you put that in the drill and you tighten up all three chucks so the bit doesn't slip. And then you take that and you can step it to any size you want. It's got little steps on it. That's why it's called the step. And I have these marked out with a magic marker from a shim that I had originally. And I'm just going to make a step. Then I will take the pin itself that has to go through the step and then use it as a guide. See? Even though I tightened it up 3 times, it might have been just a little bit off center, and I'm in a hurry because I'm running out of battery. And this has a 3-sided. Must have just caught the edge. And then you can feel it drop down through each step. Like that. You just grabbed it, and now that one is done. And that's how you make shims. And then when I'm done with the shims, then I will take, when I'm done with the holes, I'll take the die grinder and cut them roughly like that, and eventually bring them over to another tool that I took out of the shop, a grinder with a buffer on the side, and eventually they will be almost round. None of them have to be round, they're just spacers. And then these are some of the tools, once again necessary to perform simple functions like making $3 shims. And of course, this table is full of the fluids necessary, fluids and basic tools that I use on all the different projects. And then over here, in a different part of we have a stainless steel workbench for assemblies that eventually everything will go on and be assembled. And right now I'm prepping the assembly line by putting everything in trays and sorting them out. and adding all the pieces that were either broke or needed to be replaced because of normal wear, and everything gets washed in this area here. And here is some stock, and this video is for 4 or 5 different reasons, but once again, there's the drive, and there's Old Glory. Not that it means anything, ladies and gentlemen, because I just watched I just watched a video on YouTube called Blue It was the Blue Plague, I think. It's about BP genetically modifying a virus that only core exit could stop, and the virus or bacterium breaks up the oil in the shale rock in the Gulf of Mexico. However, it is a completely laboratory created, genetically modified virus and bacterium system, and the core exit is the thing that they're trying to kill the virus with, because apparently they put it into the oil wells, and when the well blew, it blew all the bacterium all over the Gulf of Mexico. And by trying to kill the bacterium, when the bacterium got loose, it's changing the Gulf of Mexico into a different type of environment. And the core exit, between the two of them, they predict that a large portion of the Gulf of Mexico is going to change physically within a certain period of years, but they're not making any definite commitments, because this bacterium, it was only created in a laboratory 2 years ago, and they don't know how it will react with the environment, which means that once again America is screwed by British Petroleum, our government, this piece of shit that calls himself POTUS, the animal in the White House, the chimp in charge, the most vertical chimp, and all these lying scumbag politicians that have no honor whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. They're destroying this country from the inside out, as if it was a plan, which I believe it is, and I even wrote it in my book, AngelsOnTheArk.com by Michael Fazio, www.angelsontheark.com, Angels on the Ark, written by Michael Fazio. I wrote all about this in my book 2 years ago, and it seems as if everything is coming true, because I have a video called Gulf Oil, and then it says core exit in the Gulf Oil video, and I talk about how they're changing in the environment. But I made this in May, and I only watched this video about the bacterium and the genetically modified genes today, and it seems as if what I was talking about in my video a year ago, it was almost as if I had read the report on the bacterium from the scientific laboratories themselves. And that's pretty scary. And not as scary as that. This is what I look like when I'm making this crap.